Today we're going to learn about the story of Saci. First reported in the southeast region in the 19th century, Saci Perere is a one-legged boy, and depending on the region, he is described as either an evil being or a prankster who plays tricks on everyone. He always has his pipe in his mouth and a red cap that gives him magical powers. He is always playing pranks and has a lot of fun with it. He loves to scare horses, burn other people's food, and wake people up at 6 in the morning with deafening laughter. Ha 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 ha. Wake up, you fool. The legend also says that the Saci appears as a whirlwind of wind and dry leaves. And he can be captured if we throw a sieve, net, or rosary over the whirlwind. If someone grabs his cap, they gain his powers and can make a wish, anyone who wants to. However, if you are being chased by him, you should throw knotted strings in his path. That's right, knots, man. Because he will stop to untie them, creating a window of opportunity for escape. According to the old healer known as Papunko Nabuko, the purpose of this creature was the control, wisdom, and handling of everything related to medicinal plants. It plays the role of guardian of the wisdom and techniques in tea preparations, exotic drinks, and other medicines made from these plants. He usually confuses people who don't ask his permission to collect these herbs. After 77 years at the end of his life, he becomes a poisonous mushroom that settles in the bamboo bud. There, he would remain in a state of germination. After a few months, he reemerges with full strength and continues performing his function. If you like this video, leave your like. Today we are going to learn about the story of Kurupira, also known by several other names such as Kaipora, Kaisara, Kapora, Anhanga, or Father of the Forest. All these names identify an entity from Tupi-Guarani mythology, who would be a protector of the forests and wild animals. He is also known as the demon of the forest. He is depicted as a dwarf with long red hair and bizarrely with his feet turned backwards. Seeing him walk is a very disturbing thing, and many faint when they see such a scene. He is the greatest enemy of hunters, almost always preventing them from hunting in the forest. They try to track his footprints but give up when they follow his trail. The footprints are pointing that way, but there's nothing there, boss. Damn it, try again, you idiots. When Kurupira chases someone, he usually rides a wild boar that can run very fast over any type of terrain. When he finds his victim, he attacks. The indigenous people, to please him, started leaving offerings in the clearings. They also say that a person should bring a roll of tobacco or some cachaça if they enter the forest. Hunters, hoping not to be bothered by Kurupira, started offering these items. However, Kurupira knows a person's intentions just by looking at them. His presence has been reported since the earliest days of colonization, and when someone disappears in the forest, many people from the countryside blame Kurupira for the disappearance. This video is brought to you by Leo's store. Take a look there, they have lots of comics for you. A long time ago, a family lived near a coffee plantation in a village with other workers. The father worked in the fields picking coffee, and the mother took care of the house with their 2 children. However, their children were very different from each other. While one was kind and helped with the housework, the other was lazy and rude, doing nothing to help his parents. One morning, news arrived that some children were disappearing in the region, and there was suspicion that the one responsible was an old woman who lived in the middle of the woods. No one knew much about this old woman. Only a few children had seen her wandering around the village as night began to fall. She told the children that her name was Kuka, and she liked to go to the windows of houses to watch them sleep. So some men were gathered to look for her in the woods and see if they could find the children who had disappeared. They searched a lot, but they couldn't find anyone. There were no traces of anyone living in the forest. As night fell, everyone returned to their homes. At that time, it was common for everyone to sleep in the same room, close to each other. The spoiled son wasn't sleepy since he spent most of the day sleeping. He was a bum. So he decided to prank his brother. He snuck out quietly and put a sheet over his head to pretend to be a ghost, right? But he stopped when he heard a noise coming from outside. He went to take a look and froze when he saw what was watching him. An old woman with a bizarre appearance, dark hair, and a crocodile-like face asked if he was sleepy. "Are you not sleepy, boy?" "I'm not." Before he could answer, the old woman grabbed him in seconds with her gigantic mouth. He started screaming desperately and wildly. This woke everyone in the house. The father, hearing all that screaming, went to get his axe to try to save his son. But it was already too late. Kuka had already fled the place and disappeared into the forest. Today we're going to learn the story of the Chupacabra. It's a creature responsible for systematic attacks in rural areas of several countries in the Americas. The creature's name refers to the discovery of several dead goats on a farm in Puerto Rico. They were found with bite marks on their necks and their blood completely drained, each with 3 punctures in the chest. Right after the first reports of the incidents in Puerto Rico, several animal deaths were reported in other regions. There are no records confirming the existence of this bizarre creature, and many say it doesn't exist. However, farmers' accounts claim that the Chupacabra is a reality they always have to deal with. A farmer who wanted to keep his identity hidden claimed to have seen the Chupacabra on a full moon night. He was sleeping when he heard his goats screaming. Around 3 in the morning, convinced that something was wrong, he grabbed his shotgun and went to see what was happening. When he got there, the creature was on top of one of the goats. According to the farmer, the creature looked like a hybrid between a reptile and a human. With some horns on its head and black eyes. When he aimed to shoot the creature, it ran away. The creature's speed is unbelievable. In a matter of seconds, it disappeared over the horizon. Looking at the poor animals on the ground, he found that only the females had been attacked. The males were ignored for some reason he doesn't know. Fences can't stop this creature, causing a big headache for the people who raise these animals. So far, there haven't been any human victims, but it's always good to be careful, isn't it? What if this creature attacks a person? If you like this video, leave your like and keep watching more videos. Just click on the screen. Thanks.